Hello, Reach. My name is Rob Gary, and I have the privilege of serving as Reach's Executive Director. At the end of 2019, we made a decision as a church to invest 20% of our income into initiatives that would advance the gospel through church planting, through supporting organizations that are doing missions on the front lines around the world, and by supporting and serving marginalized people groups both locally and abroad. And that commitment has remained this past year despite the pandemic. One of our primary responses as a church to the COVID-19 era has been one of generosity. And so thank you for your continued support and generosity to the church. We have had the privilege and joy of investing over $450,000 to support our mission and nonprofit partners. And it's because of your generosity and commitment to it that we've been able to have that sort of impact in our city and in our region and around the world. I'd also like to give you a glimpse into the financial health of the church over this past fiscal year, which ran from September 2019 to August of 2020 this year. During that time, we had received over $2.3 million through our tithes and offerings and other giving throughout the course of that time. And after deducting all of our expenses, including the considerable investment into mission, we had a net income of over $160,000, which has been put into savings to support our ongoing operations and our search for a more permanent home for our church to gather. Although we have seen a decrease in monthly giving in this post-COVID reality, at this point in the year, as of October, we have received over $1.6 million, which is the exact same amount that we had at this point given last year. And so thank you for your continued generosity in that. We've been so blessed by your consistent generosity to support what God is doing here at Reach, and we're really eager to end this year strong so that we can continue to be generous to those in need, as well as be prepared for our church to find a more permanent home when the opportunity arises. Let giving be a part of your worship this upcoming season, and I'll take a few moments to remind us of the ways that you can financially support the mission of the church. First and foremost, you can send checks and your bank's bill pay directly to our office here in Redmond. The address is located directly on our website, and that's going to be the most economical way to give to the church since there's no transaction fees involved with that. Second, you can also give online through the Reach app or at reachchurch.cc/give. There you can link your bank account or also add a credit or debit card to give to the church. And lastly, if you would like to give using a donor-advised fund or giving a stock or a real estate or cryptocurrency or any other non-cash asset, go ahead and reach out to us at giving@reachchurch.cc and we can help make that happen. I'll also mention that if your employer uses Benevity, and this would include local companies such as Microsoft and Google, I would encourage you to consider giving to Reach through your Benevity account, which will allow your employer to potentially match your contribution and double the impact of your gift. And lastly, I am not a tax guy, but in response to the pandemic, the CARES Act that was passed earlier this year offers some unique tax benefits to charitable donations that are given this calendar year. These benefits will go away after December 31st of this year, and so I would encourage you to connect with your tax professional and get a game plan for what your giving might look like this holiday season so that you can support Reach in the most tax-advantaged way. Your generosity is essential to our mission of being the church and reaching the city. Thank you for your continued extraordinary generosity to support the mission of Reach. And we take the stewardship of Reach's financials very seriously. And so if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out at giving@reachchurch.cc, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about how we approach our financial stewardship. Over the next few minutes, you're going to hear from several of our partner organizations, those who have been recipients of the church's generosity over this past year. So stay tuned for that. Be encouraged, and thank you for your generosity this year.
Hi, Reach Church. My name is Jackie, and on behalf of Rescue Freedom International, we want to say thank you for your continued commitment year after year in the fight against slavery in India and 20 countries around the globe. During a very unexpected year, your continued sustainable support has allowed us to rescue over 500 men, women, and children this year alone. That is freedom for hundreds. In addition, you answered a call for help during this COVID-19 pandemic. Together, we were able to invest in 19 emergency projects during this pandemic time that has provided food, PPE items, and emergency shelters for exploited and incredibly vulnerable families. Thank you for your commitment to bringing freedom to hundreds of thousands of people around the globe. We are hopeful at the impact that we've been able to make together this year, and we are excited about what is ahead. Thank you for partnering with us, Reach Church. You are our heroes. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
I'm Angie Visser, and I serve on the Foster Care and Safe Families team. And because of your generosity, we have been able to give and serve in much needed ways throughout this unconventional year. At the start of the pandemic, we were able to secure sanitizing and protective supplies for our local DCYF office, and we covered the costs of monthly professional cleaning to help protect the social workers and any kids that were coming through during that time period. We offered grocery gift cards to foster families who we have served in the past through our caregiver night out events. And as a church, we contributed nearly $22,000 to Olive Crest to help in their efforts to build strong families and help put an end to child abuse. It's because of your continued generosity that Reach has been incredibly generous to help have an impact on foster care in King County.
Hi Reach Church, my name is Annie Illisoy. I work at Eastside Academy here in Bellevue, Washington, and I also do attend your church. I've been attending for quite some time now, and I really just wanted to say thank you. Thank you guys so much for all of your support throughout the years. We really, really do appreciate it, and we couldn't do what we do without you guys, so thank you so much.
Hello, Reach Church community. My name is Jennifer. I am from Nairobi, Kenya. Currently, I am a graduate student at Wheaton College studying humanitarian and disaster leadership with a trauma certificate. God has given me the desire to serve the vulnerable in our communities, especially the refugees, victims of human trafficking, and families who are living in poverty, and also to be a bridge between the body of Christ and the broken world, because I believe that as believers, we are the light of the world and the salt of the earth. Also, God has called us to do what is right, seek justice, defend the fatherless, and plead for the case of the widow. And He's also asked us to love the foreigners as our own and welcome them. And that's the reason why I'm studying humanitarian and disaster leadership at Wheaton College. What I hope to get from school is to be fully prepared and equipped as a humanitarian servant leader who will serve with dignity, with love and humility. So I'd really like to thank our Reach Church community for supporting me financially to continue with my education. And also may you continue praying for me that God will finish that what He started in me for the glory and the honor of His name. So thank you so much. May the Lord bless you and have a wonderful time.
Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay. I've had the continued opportunity to help facilitate the Reach Have a Need, Meet a Need network these past number of months. I'm here today to share a huge thank you for what you have all made happen since March. And here's a snapshot of what that has looked like. We have been able to fulfill 70 requests, 7-0, simply incredible. Over $20,000 has been donated directly to those in need. Now, a lot of this has been in the form of gas or local grocery gift cards, but we fulfilled a number of specific requests as well. Things like a new bike being purchased for a refugee in need who had no other means of transportation to get to work, clothing donations, housing leads have been made, resume support has been given, mentorship connections have been made. This has been all across the board depending on the request that has come in. So thank you for making this possible. We have received a number of notes from the recipients, and a lot of them sound something like this. On behalf of our community, on behalf of our family, we want to thank you for all of your generous contributions. In spite of the weird and uncertain times we're living, this moment is yet another reminder of the gift we have in community and God's unrelenting provision. So Reach family, I just want to say thank you again on behalf of all of these people you have helped serve. Thanks for sharing your resources. Some of you we haven't even been able to connect yet to someone in need, but we see you and we're so grateful. Your commitment to generosity has been just a really tangible bridge to God's provision and goodness. So thank you.
Hey everyone at Reach Church, this is Stephen Ishmael, founder of 2 Feet Project, and on behalf of everyone at 2 Feet Project, we want to thank you for your continued support. Since partnering together, we have been able to provide 17 jobs for youth here in Seattle, over 200 education scholarships for youth in Kenya, and over 40,000 hours of mentorship and counseling for young, marginalized youth. But that's not all, especially this year. With COVID, things have changed a little bit, and your support has been providing in amazing ways. A lot of our kids come from backgrounds with toxic home situations or families, and they use TFP and school as an opportunity to escape and find that safe place. As you know, a lot of that has been pulled away from these youth, and they are dealing with a lot of emotional difficulties and challenges through that process. So through your support, we've been able to increase the amount of counseling that we've been doing with our youth, and increase the amount of one-on-one home visits, and even starting a journaling program where kids can express their feelings and thoughts and concerns and worries in a safe and healthy way. All of that is possible because of your support. So thank you again for everything that you're doing, and on behalf of everyone, we are so thankful that you continue to provide a light to marginalized youth both in Kenya and here in Seattle. God bless.